Today I'm going to discuss two troubleshooting methods to identify and understand the warning message presented upon entering mechanism mode that reports the highlighted connections are not defined from two bodies. If you continue, they will be suppressed. Here we have a mechanism assembly. It's a pair of glasses. Over here is the right side as worn by the user, and over here are the left side components. So if I click the left side, there it is. This is a pair of folding glasses. There's a hinge in the middle between the two sides of the lenses. And what we can do first is regenerate the model. We'll notice there's a message in the message area about the connection being suppressed, so we get an indication there's a problem. So we'll go ahead and see the message that appears when we try to enter mechanism mode. And here it is, warning. So what this is saying is that the connection is no longer defined from two bodies. There's a pin connection in the middle right here, and it allowed relative motion between the left side and the right side of the lenses as they are two separate bodies. Something happened and merged these two bodies into a single body, and mechanism deals with rigid body motion, so there is no relative motion between a single body, and these two now are locked together. So we'll go ahead and cancel out of here and take a look at the first troubleshooting method. The first method is a suppression technique. We learned that the connection of this component, which is center right, is the one that's problematic. So what you can do is suppress everything up until that component. And it's a good idea to double check and make sure this component drags okay in this state. So go ahead and try to drag it. It moves okay. I'm going to middle click to restore the part to its original location, and we'll just close the dialog. Now what we can do is resume half of the remaining components that we suppressed. There's 5, so we'll go with a number such as 2, and we'll see if we can drag. You could try to enter mechanism 2, but this looks like it's working okay. So again, I'll middle click and just close this out. And we get 3 remaining components, so I'll just take a wild guess and go 1 more. And we'll try to drag this component. It's not moving. So I see down the bottom, we get that same message that the connection's suppressed, and you may not drag a model belonging to the ground body. So we'll close this out. Now what we're going to do is look at the second technique, and it utilizes some of the tools within Creo Parametric. And we know that, again, this is the component whose connection has a problem. So we can select on that component and either right click to access the reference viewer under the info menu, or go into the dashboard. So we'll take a look at the children. I'm going to slide this off to the side here so you can see some of the children parts. We have a nose bridge part in the middle, highlighting in green now, this pin part over on the left, and the stem. So one of these 3 children is causing an issue. I'll close the reference viewer, and we can just suppress those 3 children. So I'll pick one here and hold shift and pick the bottom one, and right click and suppress. If you have items that are mixed through the model tree, you can hold down control while selecting those. So now this should drag okay, and it does. So you can then begin resuming components one by one to see when the problem returns to the model. So I'll go ahead and resume this one and try to drag again, and there it is. So the nose bridge is the problematic part, as we identified using the suppression technique previously. The next step is to query what's in the constraints of this part that is causing the issue. So go ahead and perform an edit definition on it, and check the placement constraints in the dashboard. So the first component here is a distance constraint, and we'll notice it's between the nose bridge and the center right part. So this next coincident constraint is between the nose bridge and the center left part. And then we'll check the last one in here, and we'll notice that also has a center left reference. So what we want to do is ensure that all references belong to a single component. So the easiest way to fix this is to address this one. So we'll remove the right side constraint and replace it with something on the left side, and finish. Now we should be able to resume these last 2 items, regenerate, and enter mechanism successfully.